Ambarish's dilemma. Legend has it that Lord Hanuman was an incarnation of Lord Shiva. There are several stories related to the birth of Hanuman. Once, a king named Ambarish ruled Ayodhya. He was a kind and famous ruler. A lot of sages visited his kingdom. One day, two sages, Narad and Parvat, visited Ambarish's kingdom. Narad and Parvat were known for their wit and wisdom. Ambarish welcomed them peacefully and performed the formal rituals of honor. Ambarish's daughter, Srimati, was one of the most beautiful princesses on earth at that time. Srimati came to greet the sages in the court. Both Narad and Parvat fell in love with Srimati and expressed their desire to marry her. Ambarish became confused and said, "O respected sages, I have only one daughter. I need some time to think. I have to find out which of you is more suitable for her. Please wait patiently." Sage Narad's Proposal. King Ambarish was wondering who between Narad and Parvat would be more suitable for his daughter. Narad saw this and said, "O mighty king, I am a suitable groom for your daughter, as I am older than Parvat." But Parvat protested when he heard Narad's statement. He said, "I proposed first, so I am more suitable." Ambarish got irritated when he heard Narad and Parvat arguing. He decided to hold a swayamvar where the bride herself would choose her bridegroom. He instructed Narad and Parvat, "O sages, kindly come tomorrow morning. Srimati will choose a suitable groom for herself." Ambarish got irritated when he heard Narad and Parvat arguing. He decided to hold a swayamvar where the bride herself would choose her bridegroom. He instructed Narad and Parvat, "O sages, kindly come tomorrow morning. Srimati will choose a suitable groom for herself." Narad was not confident about his looks. So he visited Lord Vishnu and said, "O Lord, please make me as good looking as you are, as I have to attend Princess Srimati's swayamvar tomorrow." Vishnu blessed the sage with a body as beautiful as his own and the face of a monkey. Narad was unaware of this and hurried back enthusiastically to Ambarish's court. Narad's monkey face. Narad and Parvat were waiting anxiously when Princess Srimati entered the court with a beautiful flower garland. When Srimati came near the sages, she was amused to see the monkey's face of Narad. She could not hold back her laughter and started laughing aloud. Narad felt insulted. Narad instantly realized that he had been tricked. He cursed Vishnu. "Lord, how could you play such a joke with me? I curse you that one day you shall have to seek the help of monkeys to fulfill your tasks." Vishnu replied, "Narad, you are a great sage with divine powers. If you marry, your divine powers will vanish. I wanted to save from losing your powers." Narad apologized to Vishnu. But Vishnu said, "Do not worry, Narad. Your curse will be a boon to me. I will give rise to the birth of Hanuman, a monkey god, who will help kill demon king Ravan." Anjana gives birth to Hanuman. Anjana was Hanuman's mother. There are many stories related to how Anjana gave birth to Hanuman. Anjana, in her previous birth, was an Apsara named Punji Kasthala. A sage once cursed Punji Kasthala to be born on earth as a female monkey. "You will be freed from the curse only after giving birth to an incarnation of Shiv," he added. Punji Kasthala was reborn as Anjana on earth and was married to Kesari, the king of monkeys. One day, Anjana was worshipping Shiv. On the other hand, King Dashrats of Ayodhya was performing a ritual to have children. Agni gave him a divine rice pudding to be shared among his 3 wives. However, an eagle grabbed a portion of the pudding and flew away. Meanwhile, the wind god blew the wind in the direction where Anjana was worshipping Shiv. The pudding fell into Anjana's palm and she consumed it. After some months, Anjana gave birth to Hanuman. Indra curses Punji Kasthala. Another story related to the birth of Hanuman goes like this. Punji Kasthala was a heavenly creature. Once, she visited a planet named Swaha, a planet beyond the pole star, as a tourist. She was very beautiful, and Lord Indra fell in love with her. But Punji Kasthala declined Indra's marriage proposal. She ridiculed him and said, "How can I marry a person who has 1,000 eyes? You are not a suitable groom to me. I deserve someone more handsome." Indra felt severely insulted, as Punji Kasthala had ridiculed him in front of his ministers. He instantly cursed Anjana. "You will pay dearly for your arrogance. You will be reborn on earth as a monkey named Anjana." Punji Kasthala's friend, Adrika, could not bear what Indra said. She started yelling at Indra and mocked at him in a cat's voice. Indra became more offended and he cursed Adrika too. "Go and be a cat in your next life." Anjana born as a monkey. After some time, Punji Kasthala and Adrika took birth as the twin sisters of a Vanar king named Kunj. Kesari, another famous king of the Vanar race, married both Anjana and Adrika when they grew up. Kesari was highly religious. He often used to sit deep in meditation at the southern seashore. One day, sage Agastya paid a visit to his kingdom. As usual, Kesari was meditating. Anjana and Adrika welcomed the sage and played perfect hostesses to him. Delighted with the wonderful food and hospitality, the sage decided to grant any wish they had. Both of them desired a son each. Anjana asked for a strong and powerful son who would dedicate himself to the welfare of the entire universe. Sage Agastya granted the wishes of both of them. No sooner had he granted the boon that he realized that Lord Shiv himself was going to take an incarnation as Anjana's son. Birth of Hanuman and Adi. Anjana was asked by Sage Agastya to perform meditation on the hill Venkatadri, situated on the banks of Akash Ganga. This place in Vrishabhanchal was the most suitable place for her to get her desire fulfilled. The sage said to Anjana, "Lord Shiv is going to be born to you. He will be as mighty as the wind god. So, start praying to Lord Shiv." One day, while Anjana was engrossed in deep worship, the wind god appeared and said, "Devi, I am pleased with your devotion. You will get a magnificent son. My strength and speed will be his, too." Having said so, the wind god infused his powers into Mother Anjana. In due course, Anjana was blessed with a child, Hanuman. Adrika too gave birth to a child who was named Adri. The child of Adrika went on to become the governor of dwarfs. Punji Kasala's mistake. There is yet another story about Hanuman's birth. Punji Kasthala liked to roam the skies. While wandering in the heavens, she once saw a monkey sage engrossed in deep meditation. The sage sat cross-legged for his prayers. This posture appeared very funny to Punji Kasthala, and instead of respecting the sage's dedication, she started laughing loudly. The sage continued his worship. He was deeply immersed in his meditation and did not respond, as he was unaware of anyone laughing at him. Misunderstanding his unresponsiveness, she began throwing stones and fruits at him. The sage's meditation was interrupted by a stone hitting his head. He instantly opened his eyes and looked around in anger. He spotted Punji Kasthala about to throw another stone at him. The sage bristled with anger. Punji Kasthala trembled as she saw the furious sage approach her. Instantly, she let go of the stone and looked dumbfounded at the sage. Curse on Punji Kasthala. The enraged monkey sage glared at Punji Kasthala and asked, "Why were you throwing stones at me?" Punji Kasthala just gaped at the monkey sage. "Do you know that you have committed a big mistake by interrupting my meditation?" The monkey sage asked again. Punji Kasthala still could not speak, so she stood there staring at the sage. "You think my appearance is funny because I look like a monkey. I curse you to be a monkey from now on," the sage exclaimed. Punji Kasthala was remorseful and begged for mercy at once. "Oh, great sage, I made a terrible mistake. I didn't know who you were. I should not have thrown stones at you. Please forgive me. Please release me from this curse," she said, with tears in her eyes. The monkey sage realized that Punji Kasthala was genuinely repentant. But as he was a sage, his curse was very powerful. Once uttered, It could not be taken back. Punji Kasthala prays to Lord Shiv. The monkey sage decided to soften the curse. He said, "I am very sorry, Punji Kasthala. I cannot take back this curse. But as soon as you give birth to Lord Shiv's incarnation, the curse will end. Pray to Lord Shiv." Shortly, Punji Kasthala could feel something happening to her body. She rushed to a nearby river and noticed fur growing on her body. Her face became just like that of a monkey, and she grew a tail too. She was overcome with grief and wandered here and there in the forest. Suddenly, she remembered the sage advice to pray to Lord Shiv. Punji Kasthala soon created a small lingam and prayed to Lord Shiv and Goddess Parvati before going to sleep. Instantly, she fell asleep peacefully. The next morning, she again sat down to worship Shiv and Parvati. Then she continued her aimless journey till she came around a small hermitage. She decided to stay there. Punji Kasthala as Anjana. Though Punji Kasthala looked like a monkey, yet no one in the ashram mocked at her. In fact, she was given fruits to eat. She ate the fruits happily, as she was feeling hungry after a long day. One of the oldest hermits noticed her and asked who she was. Punji Kasthala was about to disclose her identity, but she stopped suddenly. She did not want to embarrass herself in front of others by telling them that she was once an Apsara who was cursed to become a monkey. She thought people would mock at her for being cursed. She decided that she needed to start all over again with a new identity. Looking at the tranquility in the hermit's eyes, Punji Kasthala sighed. She said in a weak voice, "My name is Anjana. To begin afresh, I need a new name. The name will bring a new destiny," she thought. Anjana decides to help sages. The old hermit praised Anjana's courage. "You are a very fearless woman, Anjana. You were wandering alone in this forest at night. We generally do not step out at that time," he said, trembling at the thought. Anjana was confused at what the hermit said. A gigantic called Sambasadan lives there. He has terrorized all the people of this forest. He is likely to attack our ashram today, the hermit said and trembled again. Anjana was very grateful to the hermits for the kindness and protection they gave her. She wished to help them in return. The hermit told her that they were devising a plan to defend themselves against the demon. Anjana said in a decisive tone, "I will also help you in the fight." The hermit accepted her offer to help and started the preparations. Anjana made a small lingam on the ground and prayed to Shiv and Parvati. Anjana meets Kesari. Anjana prayed to Shiv and Parvati. "These kind people have provided me with protection. They have fed me and given me shelter. Now it is my responsibility to help and keep them safe. My Lord, Please give me strength so that I may fight this monster." Anjana felt like someone whispering these words to her. No one but his own blood can destroy Sambasadan. "My child, may victory be yours." Anjana's spirit was awakened by this benevolent voice. She was sure that Lord and Goddess had answered her prayers, and they would further lead her to victory. She picked her weapons up and readied herself for the battle. Just then, Anjana saw a well-built, powerful-looking man standing next to her. His face was turned away, so she could not see him. He was also looking at the weapons. Anjana could make out that the man was a trained fighter, maybe a king. Kesari, a monkey king. Anjana was mesmerized by the man's muscular body. She thought the hermits might have called in someone powerful to aid them in waging a war on Sambasadan. Anjana decided to talk to the man, but he suddenly turned to face her. She was shocked. The man had a monkey's face. He behaves as a king, so he definitely must be the king of the monkeys of this forest, she thought. He spoke to Anjana in a powerful voice. "I am Kesari. I believe you are also going to fight in this battle against the demon. I like your fearless nature." Anjana was filled with pride as she practiced with her weapon. "You are also fighting the monster? That means you are a courageous man too," she said. Kesari made light of her comment with a laugh. "I am the king of the monkeys, so it is my duty to protect this ashram and its inmates." Kesari Encounter Sambasadan. Anjana looked at Kesari in admiration. She was going to tell him about her dream of Shiv and Parvati when they heard a loud roaring sound. Anjana saw a gigantic demon charging towards the ashram. She understood that he was Sambasadan. She was also pretty sure that the demon would just stomp over everything in the hermitage if he entered the ashram. Kesari quickly picked his mace up and ready to attack Sambasadan. "Let us charge at him and lead him away from the ashram," he said. Both of them attacked Sambasadan. A small army of monkeys too assisted them. Kesari fought magnificently but could not harm the demon. Before Kesari could even strike him, Sambasadan would twist or turn himself away or take on a different form altogether. The monster had unbelievable mystical powers. For the first time, Kesari began to feel he might fail. Sambasadan killed. Kesari put up a brave fight with Sambasadan. Sambasadan was forced to retreat a little. Kesari pierced the demon's shield and blood began dripping down to the ground. Anjana, who was raining arrows at Sambasadan, suddenly remembered the words of Shiv and Parvati. She quickly dipped an arrow in the monster's blood and then aimed it at him. Sambasadan hollered loudly when the arrow went through him. When Kesari saw this, he also instantly dipped his weapon in the demon's blood and began fighting again. Each time the demon was hit or struck by a blood-dripping weapon, he cried out loudly as he had started melting. Without wasting time, Kesari dipped his spear in the demon's blood and pierced the monster's heart. With a thunderous roar, the demon slowly disappeared. The people of the hermitage shouted in victory when they saw the end of Sambasadan. They danced and enjoyed for a long time. Kesari marries Anjana. While the people were busy rejoicing, an old sage came there and asked if he could talk to Sanjana in private. Sanjana nodded, wondering what the sage had in his mind. The sage said gently, "Whenever someone wins a battle for us, we give something precious to that person. Today you and Kesari together defeated Sambasadan. We would like to give you something as per the custom. But can I ask you something very important, Anjana? Will you marry Kesari?" The sage went on, "As both of you are courageous, you two would make a perfect couple." Anjana hesitated for a second and then spoke softly, "Yes, if Kesari is willing." The sage was overjoyed to hear Anjana agree to the proposal. "We have already talked to Kesari about the matter. He wants to marry you. He thinks you are very fearless and beautiful too." Kesari and Anjana got married on a suitable, auspicious day. King Dashrats' Yajna. After getting married, Anjana and Kesari were very happy together. They prayed to Lord Shiv and Goddess Parvati every day. In the meantime, a just king named Dashrats ruled a land called Ayodhya. He was unhappy as he did not have a child. He was advised to perform a Yajna, which was presided over by sage Rishyasringa. At the end of the Yajna, Lord Agni emerged and gave the king some pudding. He was then asked to share it among his 3 wives. Kaushalya and Kaikeyi got the pudding from the When Dashrath was about to give the pudding to Sumitra, a bird swooped down, snatched the pudding, and flew away quickly. Instantly, Kaushalya and Kaikeyi gave half of their share to Sumitra. Sumitra, who got double share of the pudding, gave birth to twins, Lakshman and Shatrughna. Kaushalya gave birth to Ram and Kaikeyi to Bharat. Suvarchala, an Apsara and a bird. There is a story about the bird that had stolen the pudding. This bird was actually an Apsara named Suvarchala. Now, Suvarchala was extremely reckless. Many a time, she did not think before she acted. Once, Lord Brahma was furious at her for her rash behavior. He caused her to be a bird on earth. Suvarchala was repentant and begged Brahma's forgiveness. She promised that she would mend her ways. Brahma told Suvarchala that he could not take back the curse and that she would have to live as a bird on earth. However, Brahma assured her that she would be freed from the curse whenever she touched the pudding given to King Dashrats by Lord Agni. Impatient to be free from this curse that had befallen her, Suvarchala snatched away the pudding from Sumitra. Instantly, her form changed and she turned back into an Apsara. Anjana gives birth to Anjanae. Suvarchala turned back into an Apsara. But while doing so, the pudding that she held in her claws fell towards the ground. The wind god, with the blessing of Shiv, blew the pudding towards the forest where Anjana resided. The pudding fell into Anjana's hands when she and Kesari were returning to their home after offering prayers to Shiv. The moment the pudding fell into her hands, they heard a divine voice. "Accept this pudding, Anjana. It has the blessings of Shiv and the power of the wind god. You will soon give birth to a boy who will be the incarnation of Shiv and as powerful as the wind god." Kesari, who was standing near Anjana, asked her to eat the pudding. Both Anjana and Kesari were delighted. Soon, Anjana gave birth to Anjanae, the son of Anjana, and subsequently, Anjana was freed from the curse. The mischievous Anjanae. Anjana, who was freed from the curse, longed to visit heaven. One day, she told her son, "Anjanae, I am going to meet my sisters. Do you want to come along with me?" Anjanae made a face. "No, mother, I am not coming. I will get bored there." Anjana grimaced and said, "I will come back soon, dear. Till then, you can play with your friends." "What if I feel hungry, mother?" asked Anjanae. "Eat fruits, Anjanae. There are lots of fruits on the trees," smiled Anjana. "Which fruits should I eat, mother?" the innocent child asked again. "Son, eat any fruit that appears as bright as the rising sun," Anjana said. Anjanae got bored after some time. A little while later, he started feeling hungry too. He glanced at the rising sun, and his mother's words rang in his ears. "You can eat any fruit that is as bright as the sun." Anjanae chases Rahu away. Baby Anjanae thought the sun was actually some delicious fruit. He was fascinated by its size. "I should get that yummy fruit. If I eat it, then I would not be hungry for a long time," he thought. He quickly jumped into the sky and rushed towards the sun. As he was near the sun, Anjanae suddenly saw a very large head of a demon heading to gobble up the sun. He got very angry. "I cannot allow somebody else to steal the fruit that I wish to eat," he thought. It was the hour of solar eclipse. Legend has it that the sun god had exposed the true identity of demon Rahu during the churning of the Milky Ocean. Since then, Rahu swallows the sun now and then as revenge, thereby causing solar eclipse. Unaware of this fact, Anjanae heaved and pushed away demon Rahu before he could go to grab his fruit. Anjanae races towards the sun. A fierce fight began between Rahu and Anjanae. But Rahu was no match to Anjanae's strength and was beaten up badly. Rahu scampered away to Lord Indra. Even though Indra was Rahu's enemy, yet he was his only recourse against such a powerful child. On hearing about the child, Indra himself was anxious. If this child gobbles up the sun, then I would be his next victim, he mused. Indra immediately mounted Airavat and rushed towards the sun. At the same time, the sun god, Surya, got worried when he saw Anjanae approaching him. Surya started yelling, "Stop, child! You will hurt yourself. Don't come any nearer." This baffled Anjanae. How is a fruit asking me not to eat it? Is it playing a trick? He pondered. He moved faster towards the sun. The terrible hot rays from the sun were burning his face, but Anjanae was determined to eat the fruit. Anjanae attacked by Indra. Surya was worried when he saw that his blazing rays had no effect on Anjanae. Meanwhile, Indra reached there. He too was puzzled to see how the child pulled through the harsh rays of the sun. He wondered what he could do to stop the child from becoming a threat to everyone. Without thinking about the outcome of his action, Indra hurled his Vajra, thunderbolt, straight at the innocent child. The weapon struck on Anjanae's jaw with so much force that he fell unconscious back to earth. The wind god Vayu, who was flowing around, saw all that had happened. He was witness to his cherished Anjanae being shot at by the impulsive Indra. He also saw Anjanae fall headlong from the skies. Vayu rushed and swooped up Anjanae in his arms. To his horror, he found that the child was not breathing. He tried to revive Anjanae, but without any success. Vayu's anger. When Vayu saw what Indra had done to Anjanae, he lost his temper. He picked Anjanae up and hid in a cave in Patal. Vayu was furious with Indra. He thought of punishing the people of earth for worshipping such a deity. He was the Lord of Wind, so he withdrew all the air from the universe and kept it with him. Suddenly, the world plunged into panic. Gods, people, animals, plants and demons gasped for air. There was agony everywhere. But Vayu was least bothered as his beloved Anjanae was lying lifeless. People on earth prayed to Brahma to save them from this catastrophe. Brahma hurried to Patal and saw Vayu sitting beside the lifeless body of Anjanae, with tears streaming down his face. Brahma asked him, "Vayu, you are not doing your duties. Why is that so?" Vayu let out an anguished cry. "I can't. Indra killed my child, my lord." Brahma scolds Indra. Vayu was calmed down by Brahma with much difficulty. But Brahma was enraged when he learned what had happened to Anjanae. He asked Indra to appear before him instantly. Indra had no clue why Brahma was summoning him. So he came to Patal immediately. When Vayu saw Indra before him, he flew into a rage. "You are nothing but a weakling. How can you use your Vajra to attack an innocent child? You killed my son Indra." Vayu lamented. "Is he your child? Do you know that he was going to gobble up the sun?" Indra asked Vayu. Both Brahma and Vayu snarled at Indra. Brahma said, "Don't act like a coward. This is simply not the way to behave with a child. Whenever you are afraid, you just throw your weapon at people." Indra was ashamed. Brahma then ordered him to apologize to Vayu. Anjanae comes back to life. Indra hesitatingly approached Vayu and mumbled an apology. But Vayu was in no mood to listen and just snubbed Indra. He turned to Brahma and said, "O Lord, Indra's apology is not going to bring back my son to life. Please do something to revive Anjanae." Brahma agreed. "Don't worry, Vayu. I will bring your child back to life," he said. Then he took some mystical water from Kamandalam water pot and sprinkled it on Anjanae. He recited a small prayer and touched Anjanae on his chin. Suddenly, Anjanae woke up as if from a deep sleep. He blinked his eyes and looked up at the three gods curiously. Vayu was pleased to see his son alive. Suddenly, he noticed a deep injury mark on Anjanae's chin. The mark of the thunderbolt cannot be rectified. It will remain there forever, Vayu, Brahma said. Anjanae named Hanuman. Brahma smiled fondly at Anjanae and said, "Son, you shall be known as Hanuman from now on." It means one with a broken chin. Anjanae kneaded his chin and felt a deep mark there. Brahma also blessed him. "Son, I grant you immunity from all powerful weapons. You shall also be able to assume any guise and fly anywhere at your will, without any hindrance." Indra too came forward to bless Hanuman. He said, "Son, I am really very sorry for hurting you. It was a big mistake." to make it up to you, I want to grant you a boon. You shall die only when you choose to die." Only then did Vayu smile and release the air back into the atmosphere. Everything returned to normalcy. Vayu too blessed his son. With all the boons and blessings, the young and innocent Anjanae thus became super powerful Hanuman. Hanuman gets blessings from gods. The gods tried to appease Vayu after his son Hanuman was struck by Indra's Vajra. Brahma, Vayu, and Indra blessed Hanuman. All other gods showered Hanuman with special boons. Surya granted Hanuman sheer brilliance and also blessed him with the knowledge of arts and sciences. Varun, the god of ocean, gave him the boon that he would always be safe from water. Yamdev, the god of death, granted him a boon to lead a healthy life, free from any curse or illness. Kuber, the treasurer of gods, blessed Hanuman that he would always be joyous and cheerful and also satisfied. No objects or weapons can ever harm you. Blessed Vishwakarma, the architect of gods. Shiv, on his part, gifted Hanuman a band, Kavach, that would keep him safe forever. Thus, Hanuman showed many superior qualities, like extreme courage in his childhood. He won over almost everyone and received everyone's blessings. Hanuman's mischief. The gods had bestowed many boons upon Hanuman. Surya granted him wisdom and became his guide. Surya also granted him two siddhis, Laghima and Garima. The Laghima siddhi gave Hanuman the power to turn himself into a tiniest creature. The Garima siddhi, on the other hand, enabled him to change into the most gigantic size. Though Hanuman was blessed with powerful boons, yet he was still an innocent child, always curious and naughty. As he grew older, he was occupied with all types of mischief. He would wander around in the forest all day long. He played on the trees, swinging from one tree to another gleefully. At first, everybody found his antics amusing. But as he grew older, he became destructive. He was absolutely fearless. He even began teasing and troubling the lions of the forest. He would spring on the tusks of elephants and swing on them. Shiv takes child Hanuman with him. Not many know the fact that Hanuman had met Lord Ram during their childhood. Ram was an incarnation of Vishnu. Shiv once desired to see child Ram. If I disguise as a monkey trainer, Madari, and visit the court of King Dashrats, I can get close to child Ram, thought Shiv. To fulfill his wish, Shiv visited Anjana. He said, "Anjana, I would like to take Hanuman along with me for a few days." Anjana immediately asked Hanuman to go with Shiv. Child Hanuman was delighted to go, but he kept on repeating, "He and I are one." Shiv disguised himself as a monkey trainer and took Hanuman to Ayodhya. In Ayodhya, Shiv started a monkey show. Hanuman's clever trick drew the attention of a lot of people. But when Shiv and Hanuman approached the palace gates, the soldiers stopped them and did not allow them to enter. Ram meets Hanuman. Shiv was desperate to meet Ram, so he came up with an idea to attract his attention. He started beating his divine drum in front of the palace gates. The drum beats reached the 4-year-old Ram's ears. He started getting restless and demanded to see the drum beater. The soldiers brought Shiv and Hanuman inside the palace. In the courtyard, Shiv and Hanuman started performing their tricks. Ram and his brothers were delighted to see the tricks. They enjoyed the show. Sage Vashisht, who was among the spectators, recognized Shiv and bowed to him. Ram held Hanuman close to him and embraced him. He was not letting Hanuman go. He wanted to keep the baby monkey with him. Kausalya requested Shiv to leave the baby monkey there. Shiv left the palace and Hanuman happily sat on Ram's lap. Soon, Ram became fond of Hanuman. He fed him fresh fruits and enjoyed his tricks. Hanuman, a royal playmate. In a short time, Hanuman became Ram's best friend. In fact, Hanuman was loved by all the princes. He helped them fetch the balls and used to hold the kite strings for them while flying the kites. Hanuman was a faithful friend of the princes, as he used to guard them when the princes swam in river Surya. Hanuman actively participated in all the activities with the princess. He brought back the arrows that the princess shot while practicing archery. He brought delicious mangoes, especially for Ram. As a reward, he was allowed to sleep with Ram and eat his leftovers. Days passed, and the bond between Ram and Hanuman became stronger. Ram's affection towards Hanuman continued till he was taken by sage Vishwamitra to protect his Yajnas. Before leaving the palace, he asked Hanuman to wait for him at Kishkindha. Till then, Hanuman would have to serve Sugriv. Hanuman agreed and returned to his mother Anjana. Hanuman disturbs the sages. Blessed with extraordinary powers, Hanuman became more mischievous. None dared to punish him. His favorite pastime was to roam around in the forest. Hanuman's pranks were not limited to animals only. The sages too fell prey to his mischief. He disturbed the meditating sages by pulling their beards and scratching their backs. Sometimes he made weird noises that frightened the sages. Hanuman used to jump from one tree to another and throw fruits on the passerby. The normally peaceful sages tolerated Hanuman's restless pranks as much as they could. One day, some sages were performing a holy ritual. Suddenly, Hanuman climbed up a nearby tree and doused the sacrificial fire with coconut water. Unable to take it anymore, the sages finally approached Brahma and requested him to punish Hanuman and take away his powers. They said, "Oh Lord, this monkey child is bothering us a lot. Today he spoiled an important ritual. Please punish him." Curse on Lord Hanuman. Brahma realized that the sages were making a genuine complaint. Hanuman was wasting his hidden talent by doing such mischief. So Brahma thought of teaching him a lesson. Hanuman's birth has a purpose. He is to help Ram in future. He is going to be the great savior in Ram's life. I have to pacify him so that he may use his energy in the right direction. Though I cannot take away his boons, yet I can devise a way to calm him down, Brahma thought. Brahma placed a mild curse on Hanuman. Hanuman, you shall forget your special powers from now on. When the suitable time comes, someone will help you recollect your powers. The curse made Hanuman to mellow down. He became sincerely involved in meditation and studies. Much later, it was Jambavan, the king of bears, who reminded Hanuman of his strength and prompted him to fly across the ocean to search for Sita. Hanuman goes to Surya to study. Lord Brahma's mild curse turned Hanuman into a calm child. He concentrated more in seeking knowledge. When he was ready for formal education, his parents asked him to approach Surya. They felt that there was no better teacher than Surya, as he was the wisest and the most learned in the universe. A bewildered Hanuman looked up the sky and asked, "But how can I approach the sun god?" Anjana suddenly remembered the curse. She then reminded him how he had sprung up into the sky to swallow the sun when he was a child. As soon as he remembered, Hanuman leapt up high and flew skywards. There, he greeted Surya and said, "O Lord, I am Hanuman, the son of Anjana and Kesari. My parents have advised me to become your student and gain knowledge from you." Surya was overjoyed to see Hanuman, as he loved him a lot. Surya refuses to teach Hanuman. Hanuman approached Surya and expressed his desire to become his disciple. However, Surya refused to teach him. "My child, I have to move across the sky constantly and in great speed. I cannot stop at one place. Then how can I teach you?" he said. Hanuman was disappointed. But he said, "O Lord, I have an idea. If I face you and then move backwards with you at your pace, will you take me as a student?" Surya was very impressed with Hanuman's determination. he instantly made him his disciple and started imparting education to him. In a week's time, Hanuman learned the Vedas, the Upanishads, language and literature. Surya was very satisfied with the enormous knowledge Hanuman had gained on these subjects. Hanuman's sharp mind and good grasping power had made him a worthy disciple. Surya praised Hanuman and blessed him with all the wisdom in the universe. Mischievous Hanuman. Hanuman used to play with elephants and tigers in his childhood. One day, he caught hold of a very wise elephant and a tiger together. He was holding the elephant by its tusk and the tiger by its tail. Hanuman was enjoying this act. And then he saw an ashram. The sage who lived in that ashram was known for his mild and calm nature. Hanuman thought, "Let me test this sage's sense of self-control." So he put the tiger and the elephant tied up together in front of the sage's hut. Hanuman performed this act early in the morning. Soon, the sage woke up and came out of his hut. As was his daily routine, he had to go for a wash in the river. But as soon as he came near the gate, he saw a tiger in front. Scared out of his wits, the poor old sage immediately rushed back inside. The sage curses Hanuman. The old sage looked out of the door again, and this time he saw the elephant as well. So he quickly bolted the door and decided to use the window as an exit. When he was climbing out of the window, the sage saw Hanuman sitting on a tree outside. The sage shouted, "So you are the cause of this mischief. Come here." Hanuman thought, "He is very angry. I must obey him." So Hanuman came down, became very small, and entered the window. The sage cursed Hanuman that he would forget about the powers he possessed. Hanuman cried, "O sage, why did you curse me like this? I have cursed you for your betterment. This curse will control your strength, which you can later use for the Lord's service. And when that service is required, the Lord will arrange for someone to remind you." After this incident, Hanuman stopped being mischievous. Hanuman seeks blessings from Narad. Once, Hanuman and Kesari were sitting at the bank of a river. They heard a sound, a very nice sound. Kesari said, "I am sure that sage Narad is coming here. I know the sound of his veena, a musical instrument." Hanuman asked, "Who is this person?" Kesari replied, "He is a very great soul. He does not need any introduction. And you should meet him to find out about his greatness." Immediately, Hanuman jumped up and went to greet Narad. He said, "Narad Muni, I heard that you are a very great person. So, you must bless me. Without blessing me, you will not be allowed to go. Narad asked, What blessing do you want? Hanuman said, The demigods have already given me so many blessings. I cannot think of anything else. So, you think of a blessing and give it to me. Narad said, I bless you that you will become expert in music. That was the only blessing left to give. Now I am going. Hanuman learns music. Hanuman asked Narad, How will I know that I am good in music? Narad put his veena on a rock and sat down on the ground. He said to Hanuman, Sing a tune. Hanuman selected that tune, which would melt a rock, and began to sing it. The rock melted, and Narad's veena floated in the liquid rock. Narad said, You are the best, and now you can stop singing. But the moment Hanuman stopped singing, the veena got stuck in the liquid and turned to rock. Narad was shocked to see his stuck veena. He asked Hanuman to sing the same tune so that the rock might melt again and he could take out his veena from it. But Hanuman refused and ran into his palace. Hanuman's Guru Dakshina. Hanuman mastered everything under the able guidance of the sun god. Now, it was time for him to offer his Guru Dakshina. Hanuman said, O respected teacher, with your blessings, I have learned the path of virtue, honesty, as well as my responsibilities. What can I offer you in return? At first, Surya refused to accept anything. But when Hanuman insisted, he said, Take care of Sugriv. He is my incarnation and the younger brother of Bali, the king of monkeys. I foresee that he will soon fall into trouble and will need your aid. Hanuman promised to do so and went back to his parents. After some days, Kesari sent him to Pampapur to gain knowledge into politics. It was here that Hanuman first met Sugriv. The two forged an everlasting friendship. When Sugriv asked Hanuman whether he could accompany him and be the chief minister in his court, Hanuman readily accepted. Hanuman enters Shanilok. After imparting all knowledge to Hanuman, Surya gave him one more responsibility. He wanted Hanuman to bring his wayward son, Shanidev, back on the right track. Shani is the cause of my sorrow now. Can you help me mend his ways and bring him back to me? Surya asked. Hanuman nodded and set off immediately. He reached Shanilok without any hindrance. There, he requested Shanidev to change his ways and reconcile with his father, the sun god. Shani was indeed astonished at Hanuman's bravery. But he spoke in a haughty voice. Are you aware of my past? How dare you come here and speak all this rubbish? I am invincible. You will be destroyed within no time. Hanuman smiled, but refused to move. O Shanidev, I have come to your kingdom to fetch you and present you before Lord Surya, your father. I won't go from here without you, he said. Hanuman punishes Shani. When Hanuman challenged Shanidev, his anger knew no bounds. He stared at Hanuman and tried to burn him, but in vain. The gods had bestowed many boons upon Hanuman in his childhood. As a result, he had tremendous strength. Lord Surya had blessed Hanuman with the Garima Siddhi, by which he could change his size into gigantic proportions. Shani looked for ways to defeat Hanuman. Suddenly, an idea struck him. He sat on Hanuman's head. But Hanuman immediately increased his size, due to which Shani got pressed between the ceiling and Hanuman's head. Shani requested Hanuman to set him free. Shani expressed his gratitude by promising Hanuman that he would never harass the devotees who were devoted to Hanuman. I will never trouble those who pray to you, he said. Hanuman then took Shani to Lord Surya, who was overjoyed to see his son after such a long time. Sugriv lands in trouble. Hanuman had promised Lord Surya that he would always remain by Sugriv's side and protect him from all harm. Later, Hanuman was sent to Pampapur by his father Kesari to gain knowledge in politics. Here, he met Sugriv and they formed a lifelong friendship. There lived a monkey king named Rikshaviraj. He had two sons, Bali and Sugriv. Both the boys were very bright, handsome, and extremely fond of each other. The king loved them both very much. Sugriv respected Bali a lot. When Rikshaviraj died, the ministers chose Bali to become the next Vanar king of Kishkindha. Bali had gained a boon from Brahma that he would receive half the strength of his opponent in a battle, and thus making him invincible. Once, Bali suspected Sugriv of betraying him and banned him from his kingdom. He also forcibly kept Sugriv's wife and son with him. Sugriv and his followers fled Kishkindha. Hanuman joined Sugriv. When Hanuman came to know that Sugriv was in trouble, he immediately went to see him. My dear friend Sugriv, the truth will come to light sooner or later. Don't worry, he said. Hanuman suggested that they all should live on Mount Rishyamukh, where Bali would not enter for fear of death. Bali, on the other hand, was looking for ways to kill Sugriv. He had the ability to leap over oceans easily, Bali used to bathe in 4 oceans every day. On his way back, he would fly very low and kick Sugriv on his head. This continued for many days. Hanuman decided to teach Bali a lesson. The next time when Bali flew down over Mount Rishyamukh, Hanuman briskly grabbed him. Bali realized it was Hanuman, as Sugriv would not dare to hold him. He pleaded with Hanuman to set him free. Hanuman released him on one condition: he should never bother his brother Sugriv. Sugriv sees Ram and Lakshman. Lord Ram was exiled from Ayodhya for 14 years. One day, his wife was kidnapped by Ravan, the demon king of Lanka. Ram and his brother, Lakshman, set out in search of her. On their way, they reached Mount Rishyamukh. Sugriv was sitting with his ministers when he suddenly noticed 2 simply dressed brothers wandering near the Pampa lake. He also saw bows and swords in their hands. Sugriv became frightened. Are they Bali's spies? I am worried they might be here to kill me, he exclaimed in fear. Sugriv always feared that Bali would kill him someday. So, he insisted that Hanuman should go and find out their identities. He also told Hanuman that he should send him some signal so that he might flee the place if they turned out to be Bali's men. Hanuman readily agreed to meet them. King Sugriv, do not worry. I will go and find out what their purpose is, he said. Hanuman meets Lord Ram. Hanuman disguised himself as a Brahmin and approached the strangers. When he closely looked at him, he noticed a princely charm in them. Could you tell me who you are and what brings you here? Hanuman humbly asked them. We are here to meet Sugriv. But why are you interrogating us? Lakshman countered. Hanuman replied that Sugriv himself had sent him to find out their identities. Please tell me your name, and then I will escort you to Sugriv, he added. They introduced themselves as King Dashrats' sons, Ram and Lakshman, and also revealed the reason behind their visit. Hanuman then removed his guise and stood before Ram with both palms joined in reverence. I am Hanuman, the chief minister of Sugriv. How lucky I am to be able to see you, my lord. King Sugriv is being hounded by his own brother Bali. He lives in constant fear. Then Hanuman told Sugriv's story to the princess. Ram meets Sugriv. When Ram heard how Bali banished Sugriv out of Kishkindha and took away his wife and son, he felt sympathetic for Sugriv. Meanwhile, Hanuman's sincerity and gentleness impressed him as well. Your words are so soothing, Hanuman. You are so humble and intelligent. Sugriv is indeed very fortunate to have a minister like you. Ram praised Hanuman. Ram's words overpowered Hanuman. He then carried the princess to the mountain atop his shoulders. Hanuman introduced them to Sugriv and narrated their story. He also told Sugriv the reason behind their visit. Sugriv was overjoyed to see Ram and Lakshman. He embraced them warmly. Ram and Sugriv forged a lifelong friendship. Sugriv assured Ram that he would help them find Sita. Ram too promised Sugriv that he would help kill Bali and regain his kingdom. Hanuman was witness to this blossoming friendship between Ram and Sugriv. Sugriv shows Sita's ornaments. Sugriv heard Ram's story patiently and then said, "O Lord, I think I have seen Mother Sita. I heard her cries once when I was sitting in the forest with Hanuman. She was shouting out your name. A cruel demon was carrying her in a pushpak chariot." He said further, "Lord, Mother Sita threw down a bundle of jewels from the sky. We have kept them safe. I will ask Hanuman to fetch them. My feeling is that the demon must be Ravan." Hanuman was filled with anger when he heard the details again. He felt like crushing the demon. He brought the bundle of jewels and gave them to Ram. Ram and Lakshman became emotional on seeing the bundle of jewels. Their eyes were filled with tears. Each and every jewel in it reminded them of Sita and the beautiful memories attached to it. Hanuman could feel that Ram was in deep pain. Ram helped Sugriv to kill Bali. Ram had promised Sugriv that he would help him kill Bali and get his kingdom back. All of them left for Kishkindha. As they reached Kishkindha, Ram instructed Sugriv to challenge Bali for a battle. He said, "When you are fighting with him, I will shoot an arrow and kill Bali." Sugriv agreed to do as he was told to do. A fierce fight began between Bali and Sugriv. Bali soon defeated him. Sugriv was severely bruised. He asked Ram, "O Lord, why didn't you attack Bali?" Ram said, "You both resemble a lot. I was unable to distinguish between you and Bali." To overcome this, Hanuman brought a garland of flowers and placed it around Sugriv's neck. This way, Ram would be able to identify Bali. The next day, Sugriv once again challenged Bali. This time, Ram succeeded in killing Bali. Ram then crowned Sugriv as the king of Kishkindha. Hanuman reminds Sugriv of his promise. Months passed by. Sugriv soon became so engrossed in worldly pleasures that he completely forgot his promise to help Ram find Sita. On the other hand, Ram's restlessness was increasing day by day. You should never forget the help Ram rendered to you. It's high time we started searching for Mother Sita. Summoned all the monkeys immediately. A huge monkey force gathered in the middle of the forest adjoining Kishkantha. They made 4 groups and started the search for Sita in 4 different directions. Angad, Bali's son, and Jambavan also joined the search team. Angad became a devotee of Lord Ram too. He joined Hanuman's search team and headed towards the south. I think we should remind Sugriv about his promise. Talk to Hanuman about this as he visits us daily. Lakshman discussed this with Hanuman. Hanuman felt very disappointed and realized Sugriv's fault. He reminded Sugriv of his commitment. He said, Hanuman reaches southern tip of India. Ram and Lakshman stayed in the forest while the monkey warriors set out to find Sita. The monkey army started searching each and every corner of earth. Ram had given his royal signet ring to Hanuman. He had asked him to show the ring to Sita so that she might recognize Hanuman as a messenger of Ram. Soon, Hanuman, Angad, Jambavan, and their search party reached the southern tip of India, where a huge ocean lay in front of them. Hanuman and his group were clueless. Till then, their search gave no clue of Mother Sita. They all sat on the rocks by the shore, much disappointed and not knowing what to do next. How can I return to Kishkintha without any information about Mother Sita? How will I face Lord Ram? I would rather die here. Hanuman lamented. Seeing Hanuman in a sad state, Jambavan consoled him that they would definitely find out Mother Sita. Sampati sees Hanuman. There was a cave behind the rocks, where Hanuman and his group were sitting. An old vulture named Sampati lived in that cave. Sampati was known for his sharp sense of hearing, vision, and smell. Such was his power that he could gulp his prey at one go. Sampati came out of the cave when he heard the talks of Hanuman and his group. He was extremely hungry and was pleased to see them. Ah, food at last, he mumbled. Sampati was moving closer to them when he suddenly heard the name of his brother, Jatayu, repeated often. Hanuman was narrating the heroic sacrifice Jatayu had made in his attempt to rescue Sita from Ravan. Jatayu was a great devotee of Lord Ram. In spite of his old age, he fought against the mighty Ravan. He nearly succeeded, but the merciless demon cut off his wings and left him to die, Hanuman said. Hanuman meets Sampati. Sampati was shocked to learn about his brother Jatayu's death. After some time, he approached Hanuman and introduced himself. I am Sampati, Jatayu's elder brother. I overheard you talking about him. May I know who you are? And why are you in this isolated and distant land? He asked. Hanuman introduced himself as the chief minister of Monkey King Sugriv. He consoled Sampati and told him that Lord Ram himself had helped Jatayu attain salvation by doing his last rites. He then narrated about the abduction of Ram's wife Sita and how they had reached there looking for her. Sampati told Hanuman that he and his son Suparshva had seen a woman being carried away in a chariot by a person with 20 arms and 10 heads across the ocean towards Lanka. That demon was Ravan, and he was forcibly holding the woman. She was crying out desperately for Ram. I now guess that woman was Sita herself, he said. Sampati gives information. Sampati was blessed with a sharp vision by which he could see faraway lands and objects. He gazed across the vast ocean and gave Hanuman several valuable inputs about Lanka. He told them that Lanka was a city on Mount Trikuta by the seashore. The city is full of lovely parks and gardens. Mother Sita is now sitting under a tree in the Ashok Vatika. She is surrounded by several she-demons and is waiting to be rescued. So, cross the sea immediately, he said. Hanuman and others became hopeful once again. We now know where Mother Sita is. We should reach there first, talk to her, and then get back to Lord Ram, Hanuman told his group. However, the real challenge came when it was time to cross the ocean. Lanka was 100 yajnas, 800 miles, away from where Hanuman and his team had camped. Who could accomplish such a feat in a single leap? Hanuman gets back his powers. Jambavan, who was assisting the Vanars along with his army of bears, suddenly realized that Hanuman was the only person who could cross the ocean successfully. He told Hanuman about the curse that had made him unaware of his powers. "O Hanuman, you are blessed with so many virtuous qualities. Nothing is beyond your capabilities. Be true to your abilities, virtues, and brilliance, and take charge," Jambavan said. Hanuman, the perfect yogi, then sat in meditation, chanting the name of his ideal, Ram. At once, he could feel his powers, spiritual, physical, and mental, granted by Lord Ram, returning to him. He became aware of his abilities to fly, to become huge or small, to become invisible when needed, and to achieve such extraordinary accomplishments that no ordinary mortal could think of. The humble but courageous Hanuman mentally promised Ram that he would conquer Lanka and rescue Sita from her agony. Hanuman leaps to Lanka. Motivated by Jambavan's talk, Hanuman addressed the group. Brothers, Lord Ram has bestowed me with special powers. I am now confident of crossing the ocean in a single leap, he said. Everybody was overjoyed and shouted, "May you succeed in your mission! Jai Shri Ram!" Hanuman then turned himself into a gigantic size and soared above the ocean with great speed. Seeing him fly like that, the sea god thought, Hanuman is Ram's follower. He must be on some assignment for Ram. So he asked Mount Menak that lay in his depths to rise above the water and provide relief to Hanuman. The mountain said, "O son of wind god, please rest on my peaks for a while and then proceed. You will get tired if you cross the ocean in one leap." Hanuman heard what Menak said, but did not stop. He just touched it in reverence and moved on. Hanuman outwits Surya. Hanuman proceeded to complete his task. He was zooming over the sea when suddenly Surya, the huge snake demoness, obstructed his path. Surya thundered, "Oh monkey, the gods must have sent you to satisfy my hunger. So get into my mouth." Hanuman politely requested her to allow him to complete his mission first. "When it is done, I will come back to you. You can then eat me," he said. Surya was furious. She opened her mouth wide. Hanuman too increased his size. This went on till Surya's mouth was as big as a giant. Hanuman immediately took the form of a bee. He then entered her mouth and came out of it in a trice. Hanuman bowed before Surya and said, "Mother, I have done as you wished. Now let me go." Surya was so impressed with Hanuman's intelligence and politeness that she blessed him to be successful in his mission. Hanuman kills Simhika. After his encounter with Surya, Hanuman resumed his journey to Lanka. Suddenly, he felt himself being pulled down. "Lord Ram, what is happening now? Who is dragging me down?" he wondered. Puzzled, Hanuman looked around and realized that his shadow had been trapped in the ocean. He suddenly remembered Sugriva's forewarning about a demoness named Simhika, who could catch any flying creature by just holding its shadow. Once again, Hanuman grew to an enormous size. Seeing this, Simhika too opened her mouth as wide as a cave to swallow him. Without wasting any time, Hanuman turned himself to a tiny size and flew down the demoness's throat. Simhika was glad to have gobbled up Hanuman, but he tore open all her vital organs with his nails. He then expanded his size until she split apart and fell dead in the ocean. Hanuman soared into the sky again as the sharks rushed to feed on the dead demoness. Hanuman steps into Lanka. Hanuman had to face several hurdles while crossing the ocean. But he tackled every crisis intelligently. Soon, he saw the island of Lanka and decided on the top of the hill. He then took a look at the city and was captivated by its beauty. Hanuman waited till sunset. He then adopted the form of a small monkey and went into the city. When he was about to cross the entrance gate, an ugly demoness named Lankini saw him and appeared before him. "Stop there! Who are you? Where have you come from? A stranger cannot enter this land without my permission." Hanuman ignored Lankini and kept going. Lankini shouted, "You horrible creature! Stop right there! If you disobey my orders, I will eat you up." She then charged ahead to grab Hanuman, who had turned into a small monkey to enter Lanka. But Hanuman was not scared at all. Hanuman hits Lankini. Hanuman did not want to create a scene and become the center of attraction, or else his mission of finding Mother Sita would be in jeopardy. "I assure you that I am here just to roam about for a while and then I will be gone," Hanuman tried to tell Lankini. But instead of listening to him, she hit him. Without saying a word, Hanuman gave her a hefty punch. Instantly, she fell down with a loud thud. Her mouth was bleeding profusely from the impact. After some time, she struggled to get up. She bowed before Hanuman and said, "Oh Lord, I now remember what Brahma had prophesied." Hanuman meets Vibhishan. With Lakshmani's assistance, Hanuman set foot in Lanka. He had made himself small enough to avoid being spotted and started walking and chanting "Jai Shri Ram" all the way. Now, Hanuman was feeling quite hungry. As he was religious by nature, he could not eat whatever the demons ate. While passing by a palatial building, Hanuman overheard someone repeatedly chanting "Jai Shri Ram." Who has the courage to chant this holy name in Ravan's kingdom? He wondered. Hanuman cautiously opened the gate of that building. He was amazed to see a demon couple praying and singing praises in Lord Ram's name. The demon was none other than Ravan's younger brother, Vibhishan. Vibhishan was a staunch devotee of Ram. "I should strike up a friendship with this fellow. He might help me in my mission," Hanuman thought. So he greeted Vibhishan and his wife in the Lord's name. The couple welcomed the guest with utmost respect. Vibhishan helps Hanuman. When Hanuman realized Vibhishan was a devotee of Lord Ram, he revealed his true identity. He then told him about the actual purpose of his visit. "My brother Ravan had abducted Sita from Panchvati. I had warned him that such action could destroy him as well as his clan. but he ignored me. I even tried hard to force him to set Sita free. Vibhishan further disclosed more details about Sita's whereabouts. He told Hanuman that Sita was held in captivity at Ashok Vatika and was surrounded by many female demons. He also informed Hanuman that Ravan was threatening Sita into marrying him. But Sita, being a symbol of purity, would never let Ravan come near or even touch her. This newfound friendship with brother devotee, Vibhishan gave Hanuman a lot of happiness. This friend and informer would be very helpful to Ram in entering Lanka and rescuing Sita, Hanuman thought. Hanuman enters Ashok Vatika. Vibhishan had provided Hanuman with all the details regarding Sita's whereabouts in Lanka. He also advised him to be very careful while entering Ashok Vatika, as it was well guarded by many female demons who were loyal to Ravan. Hanuman thanked Vibhishan and left. He reduced his size and leapt swiftly from tree to tree without being noticed. Finally, he reached Ashok Vatika and hid himself atop a tree. There, he saw a beautiful woman sitting under a tree. Some ferocious female demons were threatening her to listen to Ravan's wish. This must be Mother Sita, Hanuman thought. In the next instant, Hanuman heard voices shouting, "Long live King Ravan!" Hanuman saw Ravan entering the garden in a procession. Ravan said to Sita, "Accept my hand in marriage. If you don't agree within 3 days, I will kill Ram." Sita did not reply. Her heart and soul were immersed in chanting Ram's name continuously. Trijata's dream. After Ravan had left Ashok Vatika, Hanuman could perceive that Mother Sita was in deep anguish. He began worshipping Lord Ram to grant him the strength to save Sita from Ravan's clutches. One of Sita's female demon guards, Trijata, was a faithful devotee to Lord Ram. She disclosed the details of a dream that she saw the previous night to her fellow guards. "Sisters, I dreamt that a monkey came to Lanka, slew all the demons, and set the city on fire. Thereafter, Ram rescued Sita and crowned Vibhishan as the new king of Lanka. My dreams always come true. Everything will happen in 4 or 5 days." The female demons were shocked. They threw themselves at Sita's feet to seek her blessing and then went away to take rest. Sita confided in Trijata and shared her agony. Trijata consoled her. "Don't give up, mother. Have faith. Lord Ram will be here soon." Hanuman meets Sita. Hanuman was listening to Trijata and Sita's conversation from the tree top. When Trijata left, Hanuman instantly sprang to a lower branch. He dropped Ram's ring in front of Mother Sita. Sita was very surprised to see the ring. She looked around anxiously. Holding the ring in her hand, she murmured, "Is this true, or am I imagining this? This is my Lord's signet ring. How can it be here in Lanka? Is this some kind of magic, or is it some delusion?" She pressed the ring to her eyes. She had tears of gratitude in her eyes. Hanuman came out of hiding. With both palms joined in reverence, he stood before Mother Sita. He, too, had tears pouring down his cheeks. Choking with emotion, he told Sita that Ram was suffering equally. He assured Sita that Ram would soon come to her rescue. He would defeat Ravan and free Sita from his clutches. Hanuman uproots trees. After assuring Sita that she would be rescued soon, Hanuman wished to inform Lord Ram quickly about her. He told Sita, "Oh mother, let me leave now. I have to meet Lord Ram as soon as possible." Sita was reluctant to part from Hanuman. But at the same time, she wanted to unite with Ram at the earliest. Before leaving, Hanuman asked Sita's permission to eat some fruits. He was very hungry. When Sita nodded, he started eating some fruits. He was not in a state to jump high to get the fruits. So he started uprooting the trees. The noise of trees getting uprooted alerted the gods. They rushed towards Ashok Vatika. They were surprised to see a monkey destroying the beautiful garden. They tried to stop the monkey, but it was very powerful and strong. They could not capture it. The guards then ran to the palace to inform Ravan about it. Meghnad's army is defeated. The gods informed Ravan how a monkey was creating havoc in Ashok Vatika. How can a monkey do all this single-handedly? It is extraordinary, Ravan thought furiously. He instructed his son, Meghnad, to capture the monkey and bring it to the royal court. Meghnad sent his armed soldiers towards Ashok Vatika. Hanuman was amused to see them charging towards him. He was happy that he had given the demons a big headache. The soldiers showered arrows at Hanuman, but they could not harm him at all. Hanuman enjoyed uprooting more trees and throwing them towards the soldiers. He was successful in defeating the entire army. The soldiers ran here and there to save their lives. Meghnad was watching the entire scene from a distance. He was shocked to see a monkey defeating his trained army. After defeating the soldiers, Hanuman again got engaged in eating the fruits. Meghnad captures Hanuman. There was utter chaos in Ashok Vatika. Meghnad was furious when he saw a monkey defeating his mighty demon army. He yelled at Hanuman, "Oh monkey, you have damaged my kingdom and insulted my father. Surrender, or else I will kill you and send you to hell." A fierce battle ensued between Meghnad and Hanuman. Hanuman punched Meghnad hard with his fist. He rolled down, gushed out blood. Meghnad's weapon had no effect on Hanuman. At last, he decided to use the divine weapon given by Brahma to capture Hanuman. Accompanied by the chanting of the mantra, Meghnad shot forth the Brahmastra. Hanuman was immune to this weapon as well. But he allowed himself to be captured due to his respect to Brahma. Moreover, he wanted to meet Ravan in person and assess his strength. Hanuman fell down after getting trapped in the Brahmastra. Meghnad instantly tied Hanuman up with a snake rope. Hanuman in Ravan's court. With the aid of Brahmastra, Meghnad captured Hanuman. He was then dragged to Ravan's court. Ravan mocked at the weird appearance of Hanuman and asked him, "Oh monkey, who are you? Why have you destroyed my garden? No one is allowed to even breathe here without my permission." Hanuman answered, "O conceited king, you live in an illusion. No one can harm me as long as I am under the shield of Lord Ram. I am Hanuman, a messenger of Lord Ram. Release Mother Sita if you want to stay alive." Ravan's eyes became red with anger, and he ordered Hanuman to be killed. Vibhishan immediately intervened, saying, "Brother, you are forgetting how to behave with an ambassador. Our custom demands that we honor a messenger." "Please set Hanuman free with a warning. If he repeats this act again, then you may inflict a severe punishment on him." Hanuman's tail on fire. Vibhishan too seconded Hanuman's request that Ravan should restore Sita to Ram and seek his forgiveness. This incited Ravan. He called Vibhishan a betrayer and kicked him hard. This public humiliation was also one reason why Vibhishan later joined Ram's side in the battle against Ravan. But on Vibhishan's advice, Ravan decided not to kill Hanuman. But he was determined to teach him a lesson for damaging his garden. A monkey loves its tail the most. Tie a piece of cloth soaked in oil around Hanuman's tail and set it on fire. When he loses his tail, he will go back to his master and get him here to take revenge," said Ravan. "Then we will see how powerful his master is." Hanuman burst out laughing. He was taken through the streets of Lanka with his tail wrapped up in a piece of oil-soaked cloth. Then, the tip tip of his tail was set on fire. Hanuman burns Lanka. Hanuman was paraded through the streets of Lanka, and his tail was set on fire. All the while, Hanuman was making up his mind to teach the arrogant Ravan and his subjects a lesson. So, Hanuman reduced his size and shook off the ropes that bound him. In one leap, he reached atop a garden villa while chanting the name of Lord Ram in a loud voice. The demons trembled in fear. Hanuman then jumped from one roof to the other and set the city of Lanka on fire with the torch of his burning tail. The demons ran away with their families. Queen Mandodari, Ravan's wife, pleaded with Hanuman, but he was relentless. Sita realized that Ashok Vatika had become unbearably hot. She prayed to Agni, the god of fire, to protect Hanuman. Very soon, except Vibhishan's house and Ashok Vatika, the entire Lanka was reduced to a pile of ashes.
Hanuman releases Shani. It is believed that no one, no matter how influential or powerful, can escape from the disaster caused by Lord Shani's gaze. Once, Shani's glance fell on Ravan. Furious, he put Shani in a tiny prison. Hanuman had reached Lanka in search of Sita. After his mission was accomplished, he decided to teach the arrogant Ravan a lesson. He started setting Lanka on fire with his burning tail. But he was not achieving the desired effect. It was then, when Hanuman heard someone's cries for help, he came upon Lord Shani, confined in a cell. Shani begged Hanuman to rescue him. Hanuman obliged. In return, Shani promised Hanuman that he would not cause any harm to his devotees. Shani did not take Ravan's insult lightly. He turned his gaze towards the golden city of Lanka and reduced it into a heap of black soot and ashes in a matter of seconds. Hanuman returns. Hanuman jumped into the sea to extinguish the fire on his tail. Suddenly, he remembered about Mother Sita. In his excitement to teach Ravan a lesson for his misconduct, he had forgotten about her safety. He immediately rushed back to Ashok Vatika to find Sita safe. He touched her feet and said, "Mother, I am leaving. Can you give me something that I can show Lord Ram as a proof that I met you?" Sita took off a gem she wore in her hair and gave it to Hanuman. He assured Sita that Lord Ram would soon come there and rescue her. Hanuman then flew back to Angad, Jambavan, and the others who were anxiously awaiting his return. They gathered around Hanuman and heard his adventures in Lanka with great joy. All of them then resumed their journey to tell Ram and Lakshman about Sita's whereabouts and chalk out plans to rescue her. Hanuman gathers an army. Ram was elated to see Sita's jewel. "Oh Hanuman, you have done the impossible.
Saying so, he hugged Hanuman. After some time, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Sugriv, Angad, and Jambavan assembled to discuss the plan to rescue Sita from Lanka. It was absolutely clear that Ravan would not set Sita free without a fight. Ram and Lakshman did not have any army of their own. So, Hanuman requested all the monkeys and bears to aid Ram in this war of justice. A large army was formed, with Angad in command. Strong and planned teamwork was required to accomplish this huge task. So, Ram requested all the monkeys and the bears for their cooperation. Finally, they reached the southern end of India and faced the vast ocean. The sea appeared to be a major hurdle in the journey ahead. Hanuman was the only one who could cross it. But for others, it was altogether an impossible task. Hanuman finds a solution. Hanuman was constantly thinking about the reunion of Lord Ram with his beloved wife Sita. But how would that happen if they were unable to cross the sea and reach Lanka? Only he could cross it. The others could neither fly nor swim across the vast ocean. He was confident of finding a solution, as Lord Ram was with him. But he could not figure out it at that moment. The things thrown in water would remain on the spot where they were thrown, even if the water underneath flows fast. This curse would be helpful in making a bridge. Hanuman became restless, but he never stopped chanting Ram's name. Suddenly, he remembered about Nal and Neel. An excited Hanuman told Ram, "My lord, we should build a bridge across the ocean. Monkey brothers Nal and Neel will help us in that mission. They were cursed by a sage that whatever they throw into water will float instead of sinking." Building the bridge, a relieved Ram immediately instructed his army to build a bridge over the ocean. Work began at once. The monkey soldiers ran in several directions to bring back huge rocks and boulders on their heads. They formed a long queue, passing the rocks from one to the other, chanting Ram's name all the time. Nal and Neel threw the rocks and the boulders in the ocean. Ram and Lakshman were very happy with the monkeys' hard work, devotion, and sincerity as they finished building the bridge. Meanwhile, Hanuman was carrying a huge mountain from the Himalayas when he heard that the bridge was complete. He instantly put down the hill near Vrindavan, where he was at that time. This was the Govardhan mountain. The mountain thought that it was not fortunate enough to serve Lord Ram. However, Hanuman pacified it and said that it would be of great use to Lord Krishna, yet another incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Shivling at Monkey Rameshwaran. The monkey army succeeded in building a bridge over the ocean. Now Ram wished to establish a shivling at this place. Sugriv and Hanuman got a sand lingam and Ram established it. He prayed
ardently to Shiv, who appeared before him and blessed him to overcome all obstacles. Ram requested Shiv to establish himself in that lingam. Shiv agreed, and thus Rameshwar Jyotirling came into being. Later, Ram, Lakshman, Sugriv, Hanuman and Angad led a big army of monkeys and bears to Lanka. On reaching Lanka, a camp was made for Ram and Lakshman. The next morning, Ram made a last effort to prevent the war. He sent Angad as his messenger to Ravan. However, Ravan scoffed at Angad and told him to return in peace and just forget about Sita. He also said that Ram's army would not be harmed if it retreated. The diplomatic dialogue thus ended fruitlessly. The war begins. Angad's attempt to establish peace with Ravan failed. He was sure that the war was imminent. He came back to the camp and informed everyone about the outcome of the meeting. He himself was very angry with Ravan's arrogance. Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Sugriv and Vibhishan discussed the further plan of action. They divided the army into 4, each under an able general. With Ram's blessing, they marched towards the battlefield in high spirits. Hanuman led his battalion towards the western entrance of Lanka. Ravan's army too was ready for the battle. His army consisted of demons with magical powers. To gain strength and courage, Ram's army of monkeys and bears chanted Ram's name loudly. On hearing the thunderous war cries of Angad and Hanuman, the demons started running away out of fright. But escape was not easy for them. The monkeys caught the fleeing demons and threw them into the ocean. Meghnad fights Lakshman. A furious battle began between the armies of Ravan and Ram. The demon army was terrorized by the attacks of Hanuman and Angad. When the demon army started losing, Meghnad took command. Meghnad, an expert in all kinds of war games, released a number of arrows and deterred the monkeys from facing him. The plight of the monkeys made Hanuman so furious that he grabbed a mountain peak and flung it at Meghnad. When Meghnad saw the peak rushing towards him, he felt like it was the messenger of death. He immediately rose up into the sky using his magical skills. At this point, Lakshman joined Hanuman and shot some powerful arrows at Meghnad. Soon, Lakshman and Meghnad were engaged in a furious battle. Meghnad realized that Lakshman could not be won over easily, so he took out his deadliest weapon, Shakti, given to him by Brahma. The arrow hit Lakshman's chest, and he fell down unconscious. Hanuman meets Kalanami. Everyone knew that only Hanuman could bring the healing herb within the night and save Lakshman's life. Lord Ram was pleased with Hanuman's devotion and trust in him. So he blessed him. May your mission be successful. Hanuman soon set off in search of the life-saving herb. On the way, he felt very thirsty and tired. He thought, a little rest and a drink from the cold water of the nearby village would regenerate me and make me move faster. Meanwhile, a demon named Kalanimi assumed the form of a sage and sat beside the lake. He was chanting Ram's name. Hanuman approached him and told him that he was feeling thirsty. The sage offered him cool, refreshing water from his vessel. Hanuman declined, saying that it would not be enough to quench his thirst. The sage told him that he could drink from the lake if he wanted more water. Hanuman brings Sushen. Meghnad succeeded in mortally wounding Lakshman. Hanuman was shocked at the sight. Lakshman is Lord Ram's brother and is always under the Lord's protection. How can he ever die? He thought. He then carried Lakshman to Ram. The wise Jambavan told the speechless Ram, "O Lord, we must get Sushen, the best physician available in Lanka, as soon as possible. Only he can cure Lakshman." Immediately, Hanuman rushed to bring Sushen. On the way, he wondered whether Sushen would agree to help them. Suddenly, he had an idea. He lifted the entire house of Sushen and flew towards Ram's camp. Sushen was surprised to find Lord Ram before his eyes. On Ram's request, he examined Lakshman. He told Ram that only a herb called Sanjeevani, available in the Himalayas and brought before sunrise, could save Lakshman. Hanuman was entrusted with the job of bringing the healing herb. Hanuman kills Kalanimi. Ravan had sent Kalanimi to prevent Hanuman from getting the herb before sunrise. Kalanimi, disguised as a sage, asked Hanuman to drink water from the nearby lake. But the moment Hanuman stepped into the lake, his foot was seized by a crocodile. Hanuman shook his foot free and killed the crocodile. A divine being arose from the crocodile's dead body. He told Hanuman, "O follower of Ram, all my sins disappeared after I had the good fortune to see you. I am blessed that you touched me. The sage who sent you here to this lake is a demon in disguise. His name is Kalanimi." Hanuman was furious. He rushed back to Kalanimi and killed him with one blow. He then hurried to Drongiri and started looking for the Sanjeevani herb. He managed to find lots of similar looking plants on the mountain range. It was quite confusing. Hanuman lifts Dronagiri. Hanuman had no idea where the Sanjeevani herb looked like. All the plants here look alike. Which one is required for the treatment? He wondered, looking at Dronagiri mountain. He stood there confused. I have very little time with me. I cannot risk Lakshman's life either by delaying or by taking the wrong herb, Hanuman said by himself. Suddenly, he had a brainwave. He decided to lift the whole mountain and carry it with him to Lanka. He chanted Ram's name and uprooted the Dronagiri mountain. The mountain was as light as a bunch of flowers for him. On his return journey, Hanuman had to cross the city of Ayodhya. Ram's younger brother Bharat had taken up solitarity residence in an isolated place outside the city of Ayodhya. The shadow of Hanuman and the large mountain fell on Bharat, who mistook it for a demon. Bharat thought of killing the demon before it could do any harm. Bharat attacks Hanuman. Bharat instantly shot an arrow at the shadow, which he thought to be a demon. Hanuman gave out a painful cry as the arrow struck him. "Ram!" he called out. A shocked Bharat ran to the injured monkey. Hanuman told Bharat the whole story. He told him that he was taking the entire so that he might save his brother Lakshman. Bharat immediately apologized for his foolhardy act and urged him to hurry back with the life-saving herb to Lanka. Hanuman was back in Lanka on time. The medicine was quickly made and administered to the unconscious Lakshman. Instantly, Lakshman sat up as if from a deep sleep. Ram was overcome with relief and happiness. He hugged Hanuman and declared that he was as dear to him as his own brother. In the meantime, the Dronagiri purified the passing air and cured many injured monkeys. Hanuman was all praises for Sushan and thanked him for saving his lord. Hanuman kills demons. The war of Lanka resumed. Battle cries and the beat of the war drums filled the skies. A demon named Tumraksh was heading the demon army that day. He fought in desperation, but Hanuman killed him. Mahodar was the next demon general. Hanuman sprang on him with a thundering roar and fought ferociously. He slashed Mahodar into pieces. One by one, all the demon generals were killed. Meanwhile, Ravan woke his younger brother Kumbhakarna up from his deep sleep and sent him to the battlefield. Vibhishan told Ram that the gigantic demon was his elder brother Kumbhakarna and a mighty fighter. Hanuman led the monkeys to the war front and surrounded Kumbhakarna from all sides. They attacked him with huge boulders and trees. But Kumbhakarna was least affected by all this. Wild with rage, Hanuman gave a hard punch. Kumbhakarna swayed slightly on his feet. He instantly recovered and struck so hard that Hanuman fell to the ground unconscious. Kumbhakarna and Meghnad killed. Ram saw that his army was slowly losing to Kumbhakarna. Even the mighty Hanuman, Angad and Sugriv were helpless before him. So, he decided to deal with the invincible Kumbhakarna himself. Ram entered the battleground with his mighty bow. He then cut off Kumbhakarna's body part by part and finally killed him. Then, Vibhishan came hurriedly to Ram and said, "Lord, Meghnad is performing a special ceremony called Nikumbhil Yajna. If successful, he shall become invincible. We have to stop it." So Ram sent Hanuman along with the monkey army to obstruct
Meghnad's Yajna. When they reached the secret spot, they saw Meghnad immersed in worship. Hanuman and the other monkeys caught Meghnad by the hair, pulled him to the ground, and kicked him. Meghnad struck back at Hanuman and Angad with his trident. They both fell to the ground. Lakshman sprang to the rescue and killed Meghnad. Ravan seeks Ahiravan's help. Ravan had lost all his sons, brothers, and generals in the fierce battle of Lanka. His sorrow soon gave way to anger. Ravan decided to seek help from his brother Ahiravan, who ruled the netherworld. He told his brother all that happened ever since Ram and Lakshman slashed off this Shurpanakha's ears and nose. Ahiravan assured Ravan that he would seize Ram and Lakshman and take them to his kingdom, where he would sacrifice them to goddess Kamada. Every night, Hanuman guarded Ram and his camp by surrounding his tail around the camp. But Ahiravan disguised himself as Vibhishan and sneaked into the camp. He cast a spell on all so that they might go into deep sleep. He then picked Ram and Lakshman up and vanished to the netherworld. Everyone fell into despair upon hearing about the abduction. Vibhishan told Hanuman that he was sure it was Ahiravan who had carried away Ram and Lakshman. Hanuman's son Makarധ്waj. After instructing Hanuman how to reach the netherworld, Vibhishan asked him to go there and rescue Ram and Lakshman. Hanuman immediately sent off to Patal. At the entrance, he took some time to rest under a tree. Suddenly, he overheard two birds perched on the tree holding a conversation. Hanuman listened to their talk carefully, as he understood the language of birds. Ahiravan has kidnapped Ravan's enemies, Ram and Lakshman. He is going to offer them as a sacrifice to goddess Kamda right now. It is going to be a festival time for us, the birds said. Hanuman soon came across Makarധ്waj, a creature who was half reptile and half monkey. Makarധ്waj was guarding the gates of Patal. Hanuman went to him and introduced himself. Makarധ്waj immediately recognized Hanuman as his father. He was born out of a drop of Hanuman's perspiration that fell into the sea when he extinguished the flame on his tail after burning Lanka. Hanuman at the sacrificial altar. Makarധ്waj was happy to see his father. He asked Hanuman to bless him. Hanuman hugged him and blessed him. Makarധ്waj disclosed lots of confidential information about Ram and Lakshman, and also what fate awaited them. Hanuman also found out that both the captives were to be taken away at dawn to goddess Kamda's temple to be sacrificed to the goddess. Even though Makarധ്waj gave Hanuman all the facts he knew and was glad to meet his father, yet he was still loyal to Ahiravan. After all, he would not betray his mentor. So, he asked Hanuman to fight against him. Hanuman fought against his son and defeated him. Soon, Hanuman saw a florist going into the temple. He changed himself into a bee and sat on a garland. The garland reached Ahiravan. He picked it up with both hands and put it around the statue of the goddess in the temple. Panchmukhi Hanuman kills Ahiravan. There were lots of offerings in the form of food placed before the deity. Hanuman started consuming the food. The demons were happy to see the food disappearing. They thought the goddess herself was consuming them. When Ram and Lakshman were brought to the sacrificial altar, they heard the demons talking about the food. Hanuman rescues Ram and Lakshman. Finally, Hanuman killed Ahiravan and as many demons who came his way. Ram instructed Hanuman to install his son Makarധ്waj as the new king of the Netherworld. Hanuman placed the golden crown on Makarധ്waj's head. Before leaving Patal, he advised his son to follow always the path of righteousness and be loyal and sincere to Lord Ram. Hanuman then made Ram and Lakshman sit on his shoulders and in just one leap brought them to the camp in Lanka. Vibhishan and the other warriors were overjoyed to see Ram and Lakshman in front of them without any harm. They fell at Ram and Lakshman's feet and hugged Hanuman. Everyone shed tears of joy and relief. Soon, Ravan learned that Hanuman had brought back Ram and Lakshman from Ahiravan's kingdom. He also heard about the tragic death of his brother. With grief and agony, he fainted and fell on the ground. Hanuman kills Narantak. On hearing about Ahiravan's death, Ravan was full of grief. An aged minister came to him and said, "Do not lose hope. You have another son, Narantak, who has a massive army of demons. Call him to your aid." A relieved Ravan called a messenger named Dhumketu and ordered him to apprise Narantak of the situation. When Narantak came to the war front, he was awestruck to see Hanuman. "Who is he?" he asked Dhumketu. "He is Hanuman. He killed all your brothers," Dhumketu replied. Narantak let fly a hail of arrows at Hanuman, who grabbed them and broke them to pieces. Hanuman came forward and administered a heavy blow on Narantak's chest with his clenched fist. He then lifted Narantak above his head, spun him around quickly in a circle, and flung him into Patal. Narantak fell dead in a region named Rastal. The remaining demons started losing hope of victory after Narantak's death. Ravan faces Ram. After the death of his son Narantak, Ravan had no option but to go to the battlefield himself. He mounted his magnificent chariot and went to face Ram. A fierce battle ensued between Ram and Ravan. Both of them were evenly matched. Every time Ram managed to sever one of Ravan's head or arms, another one would grow in its place. Infuriated, Ram then smashed Ravan's chariot.
But Ravan flew straight up to the sky and continued his attack on Ram and his men from above. Once again, Ram protected those under him. Lakshman, Hanuman, Angad, Sugriv and Jambavan all attacked Ravan, but he could not be killed. Time flew by, but Ravan seemed invincible. Everyone was worried about it. It was then Vibhishan remembered the secret behind Ravan's death. Ravan had stored the nectar of immortality in his navel. Vibhishan whispered the secret to Ram and asked him to aim at Ravan's navel. Hanuman as Ram's messenger. Ram was baffled when he could not kill Ravan. But soon he came to know about Ravan's weak spot. Ram immediately aimed the Brahmastra at Ravan's navel. The arrow pierced his navel and squeezed out the nectar. Ravan fell down dead. Without any delay, Ram rushed to Ashok Vatika to see Sita. Ram and Sita were overjoyed to meet each other after a very long time. Ram's exile of 14 years was almost over too. He had to spend just one more day in exile. Before returning to Ayodhya, Ram wanted to know whether Bharat wished to rule the kingdom or not. So, he asked Hanuman to disguise himself and inform Bharat about his return. On reaching Ayodhya, Hanuman saw the people were happy, prosperous and safe under Bharat's rule. But he could feel sadness still lingering in them. Bharat ruled Ayodhya from Nandigram. Hanuman slowly approached Bharat in the disguise of a Brahmin. Hanuman stays back. Hanuman told Bharat about Ram's victory over Ravan. Bharat's joy knew no bounds when he heard this. Hanuman was also elated to know that Bharat had no desire to rule Ayodhya and was sincerely waiting for Ram's return. Hanuman then introduced himself and gave Bharat the news of Ram's return. A delighted Bharat immediately embraced Hanuman and rushed to the palace to share the news. Bharat called Shatrughna and all others and asked them to prepare the city to welcome Ram, Sita and Lakshman. The news renewed the downfallen spirits of the kingdom. People of Ayodhya decorated the streets and donned their best clothes. The whole kingdom waited anxiously for Ram's arrival. Bharat and Shatrughna went to the entrance of the palace to welcome their brothers and Sita. Ram was given an emotional welcome. He was crowned the king of Ayodhya and was showered with many blessings. Hanuman decided to stay back in Ayodhya and devote his life to serve Ram. Vishwamitra visits Ram. One day, Ram was in the midst of some discussions with his ministers when his guru sage Vishwamitra arrived at Ayodhya. Ram immediately went to receive his guru and escorted him to a seat. After a while, Vishwamitra explained the reason of his visit. Ram, Vijayati, the king of Kasi, has insulted me. If you are my true disciple, you must kill him. This is my command. The sage said, Ram was now in a fix. He knew that Yayati was a noble king and would never be unfair or partial to anyone. I have never heard Yayati disrespecting others. What has he done to incur the Sage's wrath? Ram wondered. But Ram understood that he had no choice. It was his duty to obey his Guru's command. On the other hand, he would lose a comrade in Yayati, a virtuous king who looked after his people very ably. Vishwamitra's anger. Vishwamitra explained to a confused Ram why he was angry with Yayati. Some days ago, Yayati's subjects complained to the king that a herd of wild elephants was terrorizing them, trampling the crops and destroying their houses. As a king, it was Yayati's responsibility to protect his people. So, he decided to hunt down the elephants. Yayati and his army went to the forest where they came across the herd of elephants. The king and the others got so engrossed in driving the elephants away that they did not notice Vishwamitra coming their way. Vishwamitra felt that Yayati had ignored him deliberately. He failed to pay his respects to me. This is an insult, Ram. That is why you have to kill Yayati to avenge my insult. Vishwamitra declared. Ram was puzzled, but Vishwamitra's words had to be obeyed. So he sent a messenger to Kasi to inform Yayati about the war. Narad advises Yayati. When the messenger informed Yayati that Ram would soon reach his kingdom for a war with him, he was shocked. He and his whole family, his wife Yashodhara and the children, were great devotees of Ram. So, they could not believe that Ram himself would declare war on them. What wrong have I done to incite Ram's wrath? Yayati wondered. He thought of meeting Ram and begging for his forgiveness. He was certain that Ram would pardon him. As Yayati was preparing for his journey to Ayodhya, Sage Narad arrived at his kingdom. Yayati told him that he was going to meet Ram to avoid a war. Narad advised him not to visit Ram, as he was always true to his word. Ram knows you are innocent, but he has promised his Guru to do whatever he commands. So, it is better you don't meet him now. He will kill you, Narad said. Yayati meets Devi Anjana. Yayati became desperate when Narad advised him not to meet Ram. "Oh Narad, what shall I do now?" he asked. King Yayati, do not worry. There is a solution to your problem. Immediately go and meet Devi Anjana, Hanuman's mother. She is the only person who will be able to help you, said Narad. Yayati found this to be a wise suggestion. So he went to the ashram of Devi Anjana in Mount Kanchan. She was deeply immersed in prayer. He fell at her feet and called out in an anguished tone, "Devi, please save me. I have come here to seek your help." Yayati's voice distracted Anjana.
She opened her eyes and got up. She then pacified Yayati. Son, be assured that nothing will happen to you. My son Hanuman is invincible. I am sure he will protect you with his strength. Hanuman's promise to Yayati. Yayati felt relieved when he was assured of Hanuman's help. By then, Hanuman too arrived at the ashram. Yayati bowed before him and said, My lord, I am Yayati, the king of Kasi. I too am a devotee of Lord Ram. There is nobody other than you who can save me from the danger that awaits me. Hanuman assured the king, Do not worry. If my mother has given you her word, then it is my responsibility to carry out her promise. You will be protected from whatever danger you are in. Anjana and Hanuman had no idea about the nature of the danger Yayati was in. She told Yayati that now he was assured of Hanuman's help. He should tell them what exactly was threatening his life. Yayati feared to give them the details of the whole incident. He was not sure how to tell them about it. Anjana Devi's dilemma. Even though he was assured of Hanuman's help, yet Yayati was not sure how to narrate his plight to Hanuman and Anjana. As I said, I am a devotee of Lord Ram, but now he wants to kill me. I don't know what grave mistake I have committed to bear the brunt of his wrath and annoyance. I must have unknowingly done something wrong, Yayati said with a sigh. Anjana was shocked. Ram wants to kill you? I should not have promised any help without knowing the whole story. How can Hanuman fight against Lord Ram? She said. Hanuman saw his mother's dilemma. Mother, do not take back your words. It is our duty to give refuge to whoever seeks it. I will not let King Yayati be in any kind of danger. We must deal with this situation and confront Yayati's enemy, even if it happens to be Lord Ram himself, he said. Hanuman decides to defend Yayati. Hanuman had promised Yayati that he would save him from any kind of danger. Even when he learned that he had to fight against Lord Ram, he did not falter. The news spread like wildfire. Ram and Sita too heard about it. Sita was lost in thought. Meanwhile, Yayati's wife Yashodhara came to meet Sita along with her children. Please protect my husband, Devi. I don't want to become a widow. Sita pacified her and told her that her husband was under Hanuman's protection. She also asked Yashodhara to stay in Ayodhya till Yayati was safe. Soon, Ram left for Kasi. His brothers, ministers, and his army were also with him. Hanuman went to Ram and fell at his feet. Lord Ram, do not kill Yayati. He is innocent. Please have mercy on him and let him go free. But Ram could not retreat now. He had to carry out his promise to his guru. Hanuman's appeal to Ram. Hanuman tried his best to persuade Ram to leave Yayati unharmed, but Ram was not willing to withdraw. Ram said, "I have to keep the promise that I made to my guru. I will kill Yayati." He then pushed Hanuman back and moved ahead. Hanuman immediately stood in front of Ram. He said, "My lord, I am blessed now, as you have touched me. Just like Ahalya was liberated from her stone form with the touch of your feet, feel immensely powerful now." Ram said, "Hanuman, do not try to divert my mind. Instead, give Yayati to me. Else, I will have to fight against you, which I do not want." Hanuman knew that Ram was determined, and he too did not want to fight against his master. So he said again, "Lord, Yayati is innocent, and it is unfair to punish him. My mother has assured Yayati that I will protect him." Ram's battle with Hanuman. Hanuman had promised Yayati that he would protect him. At the same time, he did not want to fight against Ram. So he pleaded with Ram, "Lord, I have to keep the promise given by my mother. If you wish to kill Yayati, then you will have to kill me first." Saying so, Hanuman increased his size enormously and stood in front of Ram. Ram was unhappy to see Hanuman's act. "Are you threatening me with your power?" he said. Hanuman was calm. He replied, "Not at all, my master. I am blessed by you. These powers are because of those blessings." Ram started showering arrows at Hanuman, but Hanuman stood undeterred. Hanuman did not use any weapon, but he stood like a mountain and chanted Ram's name continuously. The arrows were piercing Hanuman's bare chest, but they disappeared after hitting his chest. Hanuman's devotion and determination touched Ram. He was overwhelmed to see such dedication. Hanuman's pure devotion. The fight between Ram and Hanuman seemed endless, with one wanting to kill Yajati and the other to save him. Meanwhile, Vishwamitra arrived there. Hanuman saw him and said, "Master, your teacher has come." But Ram had already strung the arrow. The arrow hit Hanuman's chest and went inside. This time, Ram and Vishwamitra were awestruck to see a huge image of Lord Ram imprinted in his heart. Ram's heart was filled with joy. He ran towards Hanuman and hugged him. He said, "Hanuman, I declare you as the winner of the battle. You have overcome me with your devotion." Hanuman said, "Master, how can I fight against you? There is no winner, no loser." The sage who was witnessing all this announced, "Hanuman, no one on this earth can match your devotion and dedication towards Ram. From now on, you will be called as Veer Hanuman." Yayati was set free and Hanuman returned home. Hanuman's anger. Legend has it that once Hanuman was sitting on a beach in deep meditation. Shanidev, who was passing by, wanted to disturb him. After all, he was well known as a mischief maker. So, he began to pull Hanuman's tail. Hanuman opened his eyes and warned Shani, "Leave me alone. Don't test my patience." But Shani was in a playful mood. He continued pestering him. Hanuman lost his patience. He immediately wrapped his tail around Shani. Then he swung his tail up and down, hitting Shani against the rocks with each swing. All the while, he continued praying to Ram. Shani got severely injured and became unconscious. By the time Hanuman finished his prayer, Shani regained his consciousness and apologized to Hanuman. He also assured Hanuman that he would never disturb his true devotees. Hanuman forgave him. Shani then applied an oil given by Hanuman on his bruises. His bruises were completely healed. Sita gifts Moti Mahal to Hanuman. Vibhishan became the ruler of Lanka after the battle between Ravan and Ram. After a few days, he visited Ayodhya. Vibhishan brought several gifts for Ram and Sita. He gifted a precious Moti Mahal to Sita. Sita wanted to present the gift to someone very dear to her. Ram instantly understood what Sita was thinking. He assured Sita that she could gift the Moti Mahal to someone deserving. Sita decided to give the Moti Mahal to Hanuman. Hanuman accepted the gift with great humility, but started inspecting the Moti Mahal closely. He rolled each and every gem in the Moti Mahal several times. He started removing the gems one by one from the Moti Mahal. He put each gem near his ears. He then cracked them with his teeth and carefully examined the broken pieces. Finally, he threw them aside with disappointment. Everyone was shocked to see Hanuman's strange behavior. Hanuman looks for Ram's name. Sita's precious necklace was soon reduced to pieces and it lay scattered all over the floor. Hanuman was known for his wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence. So, no one expected such a behavior from him. Why is Hanuman destroying an expensive necklace gifted to him so lovingly by Sita? People started whispering among themselves. Vibhishan too was unhappy with the way Hanuman was treating the precious necklace that he had brought for Sita. Finally, one minister stood up and asked, "O mighty hero, what are you up to? Do you know how expensive it is? Tell us why you destroyed that precious necklace." Hanuman heard him patiently and replied, "I feel blessed to receive this gift from Mother Sita. But I was looking if Lord Ram's name was written in any of the gems. I threw it away because anything that is devoid of Ram's name is worthless. They are just simple stones for me. You say you will not wear anything without Lord Ram's name on it. What about your body then? Can you prove to us that you have Ram's name on it too? Hanuman gave a hearty laugh. Yes, I can prove it now. Just watch. He then plucked out one hair from his arm and held it next to the minister's ear. The minister was awestruck when he heard the name Ram, Ram, Ram pulsating from the hair. He fell at Hanuman's feet and begged for forgiveness. Ram warmly embraced Hanuman. People understood that Hanuman was a true devotee of Ram. They praised him and pronounced that there was nobody like him in the whole world. Hanuman, Ram's true devotee. When Hanuman said he would not consider anything worthy if it did not bear the name of Lord Ram, people began to murmur again. The minister said, "Don't you think you are being unreasonable?" Hanuman puts on sindoor. One day, Hanuman observed Mother Sita smearing the parting of her hair with sindoor, vermilion. Wearing sindoor in the hair parting has been a symbol of married women, a ritual followed in India since ages. Why are you applying sindoor in the hair parting? A curious but innocent Hanuman asked Sita. Sita smiled gently at Hanuman and said, "To increase your Lord's lifespan." Hanuman found this absolutely awesome and asked Sita whether applying a pinch of sindoor would ensure long life for Ram. Sita blushed at this and replied, "Yes, Hanuman, this is what everyone believes." Hanuman thought for a while and hurried to look for sindoor. He tore open many sacks of sindoor and dumped the entire sacks on himself. Having covered himself from head to toe in vermilion, he rolled in the heap of a red powder on the ground. Hanuman is all red. After smearing sindoor all over his body, Hanuman returned to the palace and entered Ram's court. Ram was in deep discussion with his ministers about some important matters. Hanuman stepped into the court quietly and sat at his usual place near the foot of the throne. Everyone in the court was quite shocked to see Hanuman in this state, bright red from top to bottom. People could not take their eyes off this amusing sight. Some courtiers found it funny, while some thought it was quite absurd. Sita just smiled to herself. Ram asked Hanuman, "Did you have some kind of a mishap, Hanuman? What is the story behind your new look?" Hanuman replied with both palms joined in reverence and tears in his eyes. "I have done this for your well-being, my lord. I want you to live for as many years as the number of hair on this humble devotee's body." Hanuman named Lal Langur. Hanuman had applied sindoor over his entire body to ensure long life for Ram. Sita whispered something in Ram's ear. He
instantly came down from his throne and hugged Hanuman. He was pleased with Hanuman's sincere devotion and declared, "Hanuman is my greatest devotee. No one can ever be like him. So I declare that whoever offers oil and sindoor to Hanuman shall have my blessings and have his wishes granted." From then on, Hanuman came to be known as Lal Langur, meaning a monkey, langur, who had turned himself red after coating his body with sindoor. Hanuman is still worshipped in India, and devotees offer oil and vermilion to him. Many a time, we feel embarrassed or angry when someone makes fun of us. But for Hanuman, nothing was more important than his devotion to Lord Ram. So it did not matter to him what anyone thought or if anybody laughed at him. Hanuman searches for Swayambhu Ling. After the battle of Lanka was over, Ram wished to perform a special prayer to Lord Shiv to remove the effects of the sin of Brahma, the sin of killing a Brahmin. Ravan was the son of Ved, Vishrav, and hence a Brahmin. So Ram asked Hanuman to go to Kasi, Varanasi, and get a Swayambhu Ling, a self-originated Shivling. From there, on reaching Kasi, Hanuman was in a dilemma when he saw innumerable links there. He could not find which one the Swayambhu Ling was. Hanuman prayed to Lord Vishnu. Vishnu sent his mount Garud to help Hanuman. Garud circled repeatedly around one ling. Simultaneously, a lizard too made a sound to confirm that Garud had identified the Swayambhu Ling correctly. Hanuman removed the ling and started off to meet Ram. In those days, Lord Bhairav was the god of Kasi. Bhairav, another carnation of Lord Shiv, spotted Hanuman flying away with the ling. Hanuman fights against Bhairav. Hanuman was returning from Kasi with the Swayambhu Ling when Lord Bhairav confronted him at the border. He asked Hanuman why he was taking away the Swayambhu Ling out of Kasi without his permission. Hanuman told Bhairav that he was following Lord Ram's order and did not need anybody's permission for it. A violent battle broke out between Bhairav and Hanuman. There was no sign of anybody winning or losing the battle. So, the gods thought of intervening. They appeared before the two and told Bhairav to allow Hanuman to take the ling with him. It is very important that Lord Ram performs this prayer to Shiv, they said. Bhairav agreed. But he put forth two conditions. Garud and the lizard should be punished for helping Hanuman in identifying the ling. Since then, Garud does not fly within 45 miles of Kasi, and lizards would always be mute in Kasi. Love catches the Ashwamedh horse. After returning from Lanka, Ram had exiled Sita to the forest. At that time, she was pregnant. She lived in sage Valmiki's ashram. There she gave birth to two sons, Love and Kush. They grew up into smart boys. Meanwhile, Ram organized a grand Ashwamedh Yajna. A white horse decorated with jewels and rich clothes was taken around through several kingdoms. A banner hung around the horse's neck, proclaiming that anybody who dared to tie the horse would have to fight against the soldiers accompanying it. One day, the horse trotted into the forest where Ram's twin sons lived. Love tied the horse to a tree, fully knowing what he was doing. Ram's army, led by Shatrughna, reached the ashram. Love was with the horse. "Oh, little one, this is an Ashwamedh horse. It is no game here. If you tie this horse, you will have to fight against us." "Release the horse, child," said the soldiers. Love defeats Kalanimi. When Shatrughna told Love to release the Ashwamedh horse, he replied bravely, "Who are you? I am ready to fight your army." Meanwhile, Kush came too and stood beside Love. Shatrughna was not able to bear such talk from a little boy. He warned the boys to get ready for a fight. The twins took position in the middle of the field and prepared their bows for an attack. Love shot an arrow called Brahmakastra at them, and all the men fell down in a very deep sleep. Hanuman too reached the place. He and Shatrughna were talking about the children's fighting skills. But later, Shatrughna flew into a rage when he saw his injured soldiers. He sent Kalan to deal with the adamant children. Love killed Kalanimi and sent a wave of terror through the army. The rest of the warriors fled after a violent attack by Love. Hanuman battles with Love. Love killed Kalanimi, a minister in Ram's court. After Kalanimi's death, Shatrughna sent Pushkal to fight Love. Pushkal was hit by Love's arrow and he fell down unconscious. Shatrughna's fury knew no bounds now, and he ordered Hanuman to finish off Love. Hanuman uprooted a huge tree and flung it at Love, but he cut it into several pieces by a volley of arrows. Hanuman then wound his ever-increasing tail around Love. Kush ran to his brother's aid. Love then shot a hail of arrows at Hanuman, who, after a very brave fight, fell down unconscious. The twins then grabbed the unconscious Hanuman by his tail and pulled him to the ashram to show their bravery to their mother Sita. Sita instantly recognized Hanuman. She was stunned with anguish. "Oh, sons, what have you done?" She immediately instructed her sons to release Hanuman and the horse they had got. They obeyed their mother's command and immediately set them free. A tulsi leaf satisfies Hanuman's hunger. After this incident, Hanuman felt like visiting Sita and her sons, Love and Kush, at sage Valmiki's ashram. He was fond of eating the delicacies made by Mother Sita. Hanuman once reached the ashram during the lunchtime.
He was very hungry. He could smell the appetizing aroma of the food cooked by Sita. He asked Sita, "Mother, I am feeling very hungry. Can I have some food?" Sita knew that Hanuman was fond of eating. So, she served him food quickly. Love and Kush were amazed to see Hanuman's appetite. The entire ration in the kitchen was about to finish. Sita kept on preparing more food for Hanuman, but Hanuman's hunger was insatiable. At last, Sita prayed to Ram. Ram appeared before Sita in her prayers and said, "Sita, serve a leaf of tulsi along with a morsel of food. Your problem will be easily solved." And finally, Hanuman felt full. Hanuman, supreme among the wise. Once, Lord Shiv visited Ram's court in Ayodhya. Ram welcomed Shiv with all respect. Ram then asked Hanuman to bring some fresh milk for Lord Shiv. Hanuman brought a pot full of fresh milk, but was struck in a dilemma. He thought, "How can I offer milk to Shiv when I am devoted to Lord Ram?" Suddenly, an idea struck his mind. He went to Ram and handed over the pot of milk to him. Seeing Ram's confusion, he explained, "Master, I know Lord Shiv is our guest. It will be dishonor if I hand over the pot of milk to him, as I am a mere servant. Lord, I would request you to hand over the milk to him." Shiv, who was witnessing this, came forward and embraced Hanuman. He said, "Hanuman, I am impressed by your wisdom and loyalty towards Ram. You will always remain blessed."
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.